should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. Preferably in a residential area.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Hoppe Hour.
What up? What's happening? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. And the next guest on the phone line is a comedian you can see all this week at Side Splitters in Tampa Bay. On the phone line is comedian Brian Scolaro. He is live on Hoppe Hour. What's up, dude?
Hey, how are you, man? Thanks for having me on.
I'm doing good, dude. I'm a big fan of your work. I love how when you go up there and you do comedy, you don't take yourself too seriously. You just seem like a guy that loves every second of it, you know?
I try. You know, that's part of the job is to have fun when you're up there, you know? I know like, a lot of comics try to change the world, and that doesn't work for me. I like watching guys like that. That doesn't come – I like the more like the Brian Regan type stuff. That fits me better where it's just silliness, you know?
Why do you think some comics go up there and they try so hard to be preachy and to try and like teach us something? Because to me, the best comics are the ones that just go up there and just are themselves.
Well, they're themselves. The thing is that like some people, if you could change the world without saying I'm going to change the world, like George Carlin never said I'm going to change the world, and his stuff never came across as preachy. Standing with Bill Hicks, you know, like those guys, they were themselves. And they had that personality, and it fits. Some guys, you know, like I like watching guys like that, where it's like some people can't help but see things brighter and better than us, and they lay it out there. You know what I mean? Like, but some guys go up there like, I'm going to tell you how it is. It's like, all right, first lose 400 pounds, and then tell me how. Like you can't, you know. There's so many comics they think they know what's best for everybody, and they can't even get their own lives in order. You know.
Do you think it's getting harder to find good comics in 2016 because anybody can upload a video on YouTube and anybody can do a podcast? I mean, it seems like it's getting harder and harder to find good comedy, you know?
It's oversaturated, and, like, nobody's really taking the time to get good anymore, you know? It's like they're all excited. How many Twitter followers you got? Great. How many Instagram followers you got? Great. How many likes do you have? You can create a controversial video on YouTube, and then you can get millions of dollars and sell out comedy clubs, but you're not good yet. You know what I mean?
What I don't get is the vines, how people think that a 7-second vine is going to translate into comedy. Like, it never works, Brian, you know?
Well, the thing is, you know, as a guy who tries to get booked across the country, I can tell you that it is working. You know, there's a lot of people who, like, remember that girl that you did the anti-satin video?
Yeah.
You know, from Canada, like she's selling out comedy clubs.
Is there a part of you that's annoyed by that, or are you happy for her? Like, what's your approach?
Oh no, I'm annoyed by it because I don't want to stop anybody from working.
Yes.
You know, but I wouldn't say I'm happy for her. I'm not like disgruntled or bitter. Like if somebody had warned me, hey, you don't got to practice for 20 years. Yeah, all you got to do is this. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I grew up saying you just have to be funny. And starting in New York, like, you know, it was very pure. Nobody had puppets. Nobody played characters on stage. Nobody had guitars. It was very pure, like just you and a microphone. And then when I traveled the country, I realized, oh, the rest of the country doesn't play by these rules. Only New York does, you know?
Well, you know what annoys me, Brian? What annoys me so much is how the Chewbacca mom is getting all these endorsements and she's getting all these free swag. She's going to be throwing out the pitch at the Rays game. Her kids got free school. And it's like all she did.
Free school? She got free school?
Oh, yeah. They're going to school for 4 years. They're going to college for free. It's infuriating. And it's like us comics or me being a radio guy / promotions person, we bust our ass and we're more creative than that. But all you have to do, I guess, is put on a Chewbacca mask and laugh for 5 minutes, and everything is handed to you. That's what annoys me about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's not really about talent anymore. First of all, that girl. I mean, no offense to that girl. She just seemed like she was just a natural person. Somebody who really, somebody who loved to laugh and couldn't stop laughing.
Oh, yeah, I'm not mad at her at all. I'm happy for her. I'm just annoyed at how much treatment she's getting, but I'm happy for her at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is annoying that, like, the real comedians and the real actors and the real people who are actually good at it very rarely get the chance. Like, you look at Christoph Waltz. Here's a guy who's really good at acting. We never would have heard of him if it wasn't for Tarantino. You know what I mean? And the same thing with Philip Seymour Hoffman and Paul Giamatti. These are the few who made it in being good at what they do. Like, how many thousands of actors are as good as them that we'll never know? Because, like, you know, like, I remember reading for a TV show, and they actually said to me, "Oh, you're acting. Don't act. Just stand there and read the line." And I was like, "Stand there and read the line?" Yeah, it's ridiculous how bad drama is. If you look at Mad Men, that's a show that's a rare show where they let people act. Walking Dead, a rare show where they let people act. It's rare now to have the actual talent be allowed to be shown. Well, really, it's just a rush job. Rush.
What I find weird, too, is the people that have never been in comedy, never been in acting, never been in radio, these consultants are the ones that claim they know everything, but they never were good enough to be a performer, so now they're trying to critique everything. That's what annoys me that I've been noticing lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's very sad. It's very sad. You know, it's like, it's very sad if you think about it. Like, how many talented people out there can't pay their rent? And it's a shame. It's like a shame because it's oversaturated. So that when the economy went bad, like, you know, ticket sales, they needed to sell tickets more. So they just got like, oh, do you have Twitter followers? Yeah, I can buy Twitter followers.
Yeah, you can get them for $20. You can get 100,000 followers. Like, everybody falls for that trap. It's annoying.
Yeah, you know, they're actually hurting themselves. They'll take a guy who used to be on Saturday Night Live, who now thinks he's doing stand-up comedy because he has no income. Like, okay, so he goes and performs in Stanford & Sons in Kansas City. Tanks. Now that entire audience is not going to come back. You actually hurt yourself by trying to fill the seats. You know,
you're a guy that has fun up there. Are you ever nervous that you might say the wrong thing, and then it'll end up on Periscope or YouTube, and then we have the whole case of fake outrage? Does that ever go through your mind?
Listen, it's not so much about on stage. It's just in life. You know, it's like when people attack, when it's like a public stoning. Like all somebody has to do is make up something about somebody else.
Yeah,
and that person's career is done because they'll be outraged on Facebook or Twitter. I've seen it happen to like 4 or 5 friends of mine, and I'm like, you know, this is not what it was. This is not what George Carlin was doing. This is not what John Candy was doing. You know, it's like if John Candy was alive now, TMZ would just be like, oh, get him eating a sandwich. Take a picture of him eating a sandwich. You know, I mean, there's no respect anymore. It's very upsetting. I kind of like, you know, when I chose this career, I was very happy about it. But now it's just like, I don't know. It's like just get on stage and have fun.
How do you approach comedy now? Do you like doing it? Are you ever burnt out? Like, what is your approach now after all these years?
Yeah, dude, it's hard. It's ups and downs. 1 week, I love it. And 1 week, I'm like, hey, more fart jokes. You know, it's hard to answer that question, man. It's like, because it's different every week.
That's how it is for me. I think that's just how things are in life. 1 week you feel on top of the world. The next week you don't get as much sleep, and then you wonder what you're doing. Like, that's how I think everybody is, especially if you're in a radio or comedy or acting. Yeah. It's just how our minds are set, you know?
Yeah, well, it's very interesting. I was telling a story today. Like, I used to be a regular on a Fox network sitcom and an NBC network sitcom, a regular, making $32,000 an episode. And then the economy went bad, and the writer's strike happened, and everyone got shoved down a level. So I got shoved down to guest roles instead of regular roles. And I had to make a living on stand-up on the road. And I got picked up by this woman who was driving me to the club. And she said, do you want to meet my squirrel? And I was like, what? She's like, do you want to meet my squirrel? And I was like, okay. So she opened the box, and a squirrel came running out and ran up my head like I was a tree and just clawed my eyes and stood on top of my head. And I had to pretend I liked it. I was like, oh, this is good. Yeah, he's very nice. And in my head, I was like, my career's over. You know, like I used to take notes from network executives, and now I'm taking notes from club owners in Wichita. You know, it's like I performed for 4,200 people in Vegas about a month ago, and then the week after, I was in Calgary, getting instructed how to perform by the fucking owner. I'm like, this is ridiculous. You know,
what's it like when the guy that owns the club is trying to tell you how to do comedy? Do you just sit there and eat your pride, or do you kind of speak up?
I used to speak up. Now I don't because I need the money.
What's that like, though? Because I haven't had that yet. I've just been in radio for 4 years now, so I haven't had that thing where I have my own show and then I'm being critiqued. Do you sort of clench your fists and ignore it, or do you just kind of take in the moment and try not to get too mad at it, you know?
I just at this point now, I'm probably more than halfway through my life. And when you get older, you're like, I don't know. I just rather enjoy my life now at this point.
Yeah.
I want to, so it's like, why get into fights everywhere? You know, like you said, are you worried about stuff you say on stage? The older I get, the more I don't want to hurt people's feelings. You know, I don't want somebody in the crowd going home wondering if God exists, if I was right about God. You know, it's like, I don't want to do that. This person believes in God. I'm not only going to tell them that God doesn't exist. I'm not going to tell them that they're wrong for believing in who's president and who's not. That's not what I'm paying for. It's not what I do. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to go home. I want to have a pizza. I want to have sex with a girl, and I want to go to bed. That's it. And I'll even skip the sex. Just have another pizza.
What's your go-to line to get laid? Do you use your good looks? Do you use your comedy? How does Brian get laid with the ladies?
I wait for a girl to approach me because I'll get rejected all day long. Like you stand on the corner with a black guy, he'll hit on every single person that walks by until one girl is like, "Oh my, thank you, he likes me."
Yeah,
like he played the odds. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the energy for that. I'm just going to stay still and wait for the girl to approach me. When the girl approaches me, I go, "Okay, this is good." You know, she likes me. That's how Brian gets laid.
Now, what is your go-to move? Once they approach you, do you buy them a drink, or do you guys just begin banging within 2 hours? How does this go down? Because I've always wondered for comics, you were the center of the attention for an hour, and some girls probably get turned on by that, you know?
Yeah, well, you have a window that closes, you know? You have a window that closes. You have to close the deal before, 24-hour passes, you know, before the magic is worn off. You know what I mean?
I definitely know what you mean, because it just seems like girls like a guy who can make them laugh. So I can imagine after these shows when you kill it, especially when you were younger, I can just imagine girls are like, "Oh my God, Brian, you were so funny," you know?
Yeah, when I was younger, it was easier. And plus, I'll be honest, I'm old now. And it's like a girl hits on me, and I'm like, I just did 3 shows. I'm going to bed. I'm sorry.
How do you do 3 shows? What is the key? Is it, do you drink Red Bull? Do you think about how much money you're going to make?
At my age, it's Red Bull. It's Red Bull, man. Red Bull, if I could afford Coke, it would be Coke, but it's Red Bull.
Isn't it weird how if you drink so much Red Bull or any type of caffeination, but you're very tired, it just becomes a placebo and it doesn't do much? Have you ever had that where you're so tired, nothing works?
And it makes your urine green after 5 or 6. They say it causes heart murmurs. But a heart murmur doesn't sound as bad as heart attack. Heart attack sounds bad. Heart murmur just sounds like, don't drink much Red Bull. Heart murmur doesn't sound bad at all.
Or how about after you drink it, you want more because you're so jittery and tired? I swear to God, dude, I believe I have an addiction to caffeine. Like just working in radio and going to the gym, all the pre-workout and caffeine I have, dude, I'm an addict, man. Have you ever had that?
Not so much. I need caffeine in the morning. I need caffeine to stay awake. But it's like when it's time to close down, my body just shuts. You know, it's Red Bull is not an addiction. I drink it to keep the energy level up when I'm on stage. I'm a tired guy, and I need to keep the energy level up. You know, it's not so much. I have addictions to other things, though. What
are some things you have an addiction to? Mine would be porn and caffeine. What would yours be?
It changes. In 2009, I had a big coke problem. That's gone. And marijuana is an addiction. I like to arrange marijuana in a city before I land.
Yeah.
So I know I'm going to get marijuana when I get to the hotel. That's an addiction. Porn is recent. Porn's recent. Porn really screws with your mind. You keep looking at girls beating each other up. That's the kind of porn I don't like. Girls fighting. I like good shit. I don't like guys in my porn. The minute I see a guy in my porn, I turn it off. I don't want to see it. It kind of disturbs me. I'm like, oh, yeah, there's cute girls. I hear a guy's voice, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to see a guy in my porn. I don't like it.
Well, you know what's weird about porn, too? As I get older, I'm just 22 years old, so I'm not old at all, but when I was younger, I was like, yeah, she's getting banged. Yeah, I want to bang her. But now that I'm in my 20s, I'm like, that's a dude's daughter. That's a girl that's just getting
exactly.
target practice on the face, target practice everywhere.
Yeah. Girls are crazy. Like, that looks like a girl was my neighbor. Then you go out shopping, and then you look at girls, and you're like, wow, I'd like to see her get fucked. And you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I would love to see her get a DP.
Yeah, you really can't. Porn will really screw with you, man. Like, the kids who are growing up now, the kids that are younger than you, they're going to be screwed, buddy. They're going to be so screwed.
And not just that, but it makes you want to have sex all the time. You go, yeah, that thing that Lisa Ann did last night, I'm a dude to the girl. You know what I mean? And then you're like, whoa, Lisa Ann does that because she's being paid to have sex. No other girl does the things that they do, you know?
Yeah, well, that's not true anymore. Like, there was a girl who picked me up in El Paso, and she was, like, doing acrobatics and stuff, and I'm like, hey, take it easy. You don't got to do that. Can we just make out for 5 minutes and have sex? But it was way too much. Putting fingers in my ass. I'm like, get your fingers out of my ass. Let's just fuck.
Yeah.
Like, would you eat my ass? I'm like, I don't want to eat your ass. I don't want to eat your ass. I'm sorry, I just met you. I don't want to eat your ass.
I don't get the whole backdoor action thing when it comes to, like, tongue punching. It just does not sound inviting at all. Poop comes out of there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And they say 90% of cases of HIV are caused by stuff with the ass. You know?
Well, that would definitely make sense. It doesn't seem like a clean area. Like, the vagina, if it's well kept, is a very beautiful thing, let's be honest. But there's nothing that's nice about the anus where you're like, wow, that's a nice asshole. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, I want nothing to do with it. Nothing. When I meet a girl and she's like, I don't like it in the ass, I'm like, we're going to get along just fine. You know? And when I meet a girl and she's like, I only like it on the bottom, I'm like, well, we should. It was nice meeting you because I don't think it's going to work out. I like that. I got to be on the bottom, buddy. I got to be on the bottom.
Over the years, have girls gotten more kinky because of porn?
Yeah, that's my point. I think not all of them. It's a blanket statement to say girls, but like they think they have to be, you know.
And not just that, but I think the reason we're having this epidemic where teachers are banging the kids is because of porn. If you go on Pornhub or any porn site, it's MILF porn, it's teen porn, which is creepy as hell, and then it's teacher bangs the kid after school. And I think it's becoming prominent where everyone wants to do it because it's getting bad, dude. Every day there's like 9 arrests of these hot teachers banging 17-year-olds. It's like, what are you doing?
I think we're just hearing about it now. I think that stuff was always around. Look at the Bible. They were marrying 13-year-olds, you know what I mean? It's always been that way.
Now, were there ever any teachers you wanted to bang? Because for me, I wasn't really accepted by any of the girls growing up. But there were a few teachers where I was like, oh, my God, I would have sex with you after class. You know what I mean?
No, we didn't have teachers like that growing up. I had unattractive teachers, you know.
Were they nuns?
They look like the male teachers. They look exactly like the male teachers.
I think it is weird how everybody says that the teachers back in the day weren't good looking, but now the ones are hot. It's very weird how things are changing. I just think because of the media and how we cover sex, everybody's getting sluttier and it's more out in the open. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a very crazy conversation.
Well, that's what you get from Hoppe Hour. We can go from talking about how you were on sitcoms to talking about teachers having sex.
No, I was just going to say, it's funny. We went from the Chewbacca lady to DPing students. You really cover the spectrum.
That's what I do here on Hoppe Hour. What I want to ask you, too, is this. Over the years, I've tried to change my show. At first, I would say whore, slut, skank. I tried to be the shock jock. But now I take my show as if we're at the bar drinking a beer, just talking. For you in comedy, did you try to overcompensate at first, or have you always been yourself?
No. Like in the beginning, you can watch the stages of your career through videos, VHS tapes, and DVDs, and be like, wow, look at me in that green T-shirt with a sport jacket on in like 1995. It was like I was dressed up like an '80s comic because I thought I had to. But it was definitely. I remember I had like 10 minutes of shit jokes when I started, and it just doesn't the older you get, it just you become yourself after 5 years. Most people quit after 5 years. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, the 5-year mark is where people, if you keep doing it past 5 years, then you're going to still keep doing it.
Is that for comedy, or would that go with radio too?
I don't know. I don't know about radio. Why? You thinking about quitting soon?
Oh, of course not. I'm just trying to think if after one more year, if that's when I'll be myself, because I've been doing radio for about 4 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what I've wanted to do.
Podcast.
I worked for Rover's Morning Glory in Cleveland, and I got fired after a few months. Then I moved down here to Tampa, and I did a bunch of freelancing radio in Illinois. So this is what I've wanted to do for probably 11, 12 years now. For you, was comedy a thing that you sort of got into, or was it a passion going back to being a kid?
It was a passion. It was definitely a passion. When I was a kid, my parents, like my father showed me Marx Brothers and Laurel and Hardy and Abbott Costello, and my mother showed me John Belushi and Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and I loved those guys. And then right around 5th grade, we went to see George Carlin perform live, and we also saw Bill Cosby perform live. And I just loved it. And I was like, well, I want to do that too. At first I wanted to be an actor, and I was like, no, I want to do stand-up too. There was something so interesting about it. To make thousands of people laugh all at once is incredibly thrilling. It's just unfortunate now that there's all this other shit that surrounds it, like the stuff you got to do in the downtime. Being a comic now, it's like you barely have time to write, because they got you writing on Twitter, they got you writing on Facebook, they got you writing on Instagram. You got to get work. You got to write to comedy clubs. It used to be. There was 20 guys doing it. Now there's thousands and thousands. So the job is sometimes a lot less fun.
What do you do in your free time so that you don't burn out, since you are a guy that tours to different cities? What are some things you do to have fun?
That's a difficult one. I barely have free time anymore.
That sucks.
I used to. Yeah, it does. I'll be honest with you, it really sucks. When I lived in New York, I had a lot of free time, and I would shoot movies with my friends. And have that creative outlet outside of stand-up comedy was very freeing. It's like when I just have a day off, all I want to do is catch up on Impractical Jokers, Game of Thrones, whatever. Sit there with weed and just catch up on TV. That's it. That's it. When I used to have money, I used to love to take a trip up the coast and then take a little bed and breakfast with a girl. Just get away, But now all I'm doing is traveling. So now when I'm not traveling, I just want to sit down. Just want to sit down and watch movies. That's it.
I see here that you worked on the Life and Times of Tim, which to me is one of the most underrated and underappreciated, not just adult cartoons, but shows of all time. I have all the DVDs, and that is one of the most amazing shows I have ever seen, dude. I've watched that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Countless times.
If you have season 1, then you have the one with me as the mugger, which is my favorite episode.
Oh, I love that one.
The mugger who plays the guitar, that's me.
Oh, when he's talking about like attacking people at the park.
Yeah. I'm gonna stab you, bitch, in the subway. Like that one, it was so much fun. It was so I love that show. Steve Dildarian was a fucking genius,
Why didn't that show catch on? Because I think if it was on Adult Swim or Comedy Central, it would have been a hit. That was some of the best writing I've ever seen in any show.
Yeah, no, it was because life's not fair. That's why. Life is not fair.
Did you have fun doing it, though, even though it was sort of short-lived?
I had a great time.
What are some of the shows that you love the most? Because you've done so many TV credits. What are some that come to your mind that are good memories?
Mad Men was a lot of fun. Working on Stack with Christopher Lloyd and Pam Anderson. It was written by the guy who's winning Emmys for Modern Family now, Stephen Levitan. It was a good show. It's on Hulu now.
I liked it back in the day.
It was a tremendous experience. We got completely screwed over by the writer's strike. I got screwed over by, because after that show, I should have just put on another show, but I didn't. There's the fucking writer's strike. But it was that was a tremendous experience. What else? The little shows. Bones was fun. I like shows where they just let me act, What else? Men of a Certain Age was fun, working with Ray Romano. God, what else? I can't remember the stuff I've done.
Did you ever think when you first were going into comedy that you would accomplish all of this, or did it just kind of happen over time?
You want to. You want to pretend that's going to happen. And then when you're actually sitting at a table with Christopher Lloyd, and he's looking in your eyes, and you're acting together, and you're like, wow, I was a kid, and I saw him in Back to the Future and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and now I'm working with him. It's thrilling. I won't lie to you. But, when you get used to it, you get used to it. It's just like you get used to everything else. And it's fun to actually talk to them about the stuff you saw as a kid. I said to Christopher Lloyd, listen, man, we were friends after 2 years. I was like, you did something that bothered me. He goes, what did I do? He's like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You killed that little squeaky shoe? No reason at all. You put it right in the dip and just killed it. What did the shoe do? The shoe didn't do anything. It wasn't going to screw up your cable car. He was the cable car company. And he was like, I'm sorry about that. It was a funny response. It's nice to actually work with these people,
That's awesome that you get to work with people that are names in this business. Also, you've been on a ton of talk shows. How does that process go down to be on, let's say, Craig Ferguson or Conan? How do you get on these shows?
You contact them and you send them a link to a set, and then they go, we like this joke and we like that joke, and then they go send us more, and then it takes years to get a 5-minute thing approved, unless you're famous. It takes years.
How annoying was that for you that you had to wait all these years?
What annoys me the most, I'm very thankful for them putting me on, is that when you see me on a talk show, you don't really see me. You see Brian Light. I'm not 100% myself, because I grew up in an Italian New York household where we cursed every second.
Yeah.
Every second. And so it's very difficult to hold that 5-minute set without cursing. And so when people say, you did a good job on Conan, great job, I go, thank you. But it really wasn't, that's not me. You got to see me in the clubs, or see the clips of me in the clubs to go, oh, that's what Brian does, It's very different. For example, I just played Reno, and I'm on stage, and I've only been on stage for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And an old lady looks really, really upset. And I go, what's wrong? Because I don't want her not to have fun.
Yeah.
And I go, what's wrong? And she goes, the language. I go, you don't like English? She goes, no, the curses. And I was like, oh. I was like, you got to understand, lady, I grew up in this type of place. You're not going to like my show. And she goes, you don't have to do that. I'm like, well, I can't rewrite myself for 45 minutes. I was like, here's what you should know. Clean comics get arrested for rape. And the crowd clapped. And she pulled out a book and just read from the book. Just read the book the rest of my show. It's not just Cosby. Another guy, there's a whole bunch, another comic got arrested for rape. He used to go around the colleges, perform, and he would rape girls, like this black clean comic, I think he was. And then he got arrested. The police caught on. They were like, oh my God, there's every college in this Eastern Seaboard has a rape in it, but we can't find out who did it. Like, well, who would travel to colleges? And they realized, oh, a comedian. And they found him. He's in prison still.
What about that piece of shit kid who raped that girl for 20 minutes? Did you hear about that? And the dad said that it was just 20 minutes of action. How fucking sickening is it that he's getting less than 6 months, but there's people that were in jail for 10 years and did not even do a rape, but they were falsely accused? How sickening is it? Because that is the definition of white privilege, whether people like it or not.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about it. I think I was traveling during all this came out, so I don't really know much about what's going on. But it's, I mean, You see, if what we were talking about before with the Facebook and people being attacked,
Yeah.
it goes along. It's like I know people who did nothing, and like their careers were ruined by nothing, because a girl made it up. I've dated crazy girls who were like, oh, he did this, and I'm like, I never did that. I don't know who she is. And it's I'm talking myself on court here. When if the guy really raped the girl, then yeah, he should go to fucking prison for 10 years, right? Is it 10 years of rape? Is that what it is?
That's what happened with other examples. But with this kid, he's just getting 6 months or less. And the best part was he raped her at a frat house when she was unconscious, like a piece of shit. So what the dad does is the best thing ever. He writes this long letter about how his son's not going to be able to eat the food he wants in jail, and he's a great dude that knows how to grill food, and he's fun to be around, and how you need to give him a chance. It's like, fuck you and your privilege. Your son's a piece of shit who raped a girl. He should be getting longer, and he's lucky he's getting 6 months. Shut the fuck up.
Wow. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I didn't know that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, man, it's just getting out of control. You know what I mean? It's getting sickening, which is why I'm glad social media is able to expose these assholes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I agree with you, but social media also has like this negative.
Yeah, it does.
It's a public stoning, and sometimes it's not correct. It's like anybody could. Let's say that there's there's Facebook messages to each other. Anybody could delete a Facebook message and make one guy look crazy. You know what I mean? Very true.
Like
you ever have a girl say to you, fuck you, and you say fuck you back, and they go, I can't believe you said fuck you to me. And you're like, what, you said fuck you first? It's like there's a lot of insanity out there as well. And what social media doesn't have is what the courts have, which is hopefully true. But you're right. There's white privilege, and what that guy wrote is complete nonsense.
Now, where can people see your work this week in Tampa if they want to see the true Brian who's been on TV?
I'm at Side Splitters. Side Splitters tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, 3 Saturday, and then 1 Sunday.
How are you going to do it?
Red Bull.
I definitely can see how a comic would have to do Red Bull because it's got to be insane being in front of an audience. Even though you've been doing it for all these years, do you ever feel pressure?
It's the pressure I feel is just to keep it going. Like you release an album, then you got to work on another album. You do a Comedy Central special, you got to work on another half hour. And then every time a gig ends, I have to contact another club and find another one. So the actual performance is fun. I don't worry about the performance so much. If the crowd's rowdy, I just worry about it going badly, especially since cell phones exist now and they can record you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That definitely makes sense. What do you think about people that are on their phones during the shows? Do you call them out or not?
If they're in the front. If they're in the back, that's fine. If they're in the front, I'm like, come on, man. 2 feet away from me. Can you not text? Yeah. It's real bad. Now, I was performing the other night, and somebody was recording me, and the bouncers didn't say anything, and I have to say this from the stage. And when I say this from the stage, I become unlikable, and the rhythm stops. And I have to say, hey, what are you recording me? And they go, yeah. Like, we'll put you on Snapchat. I'm like, could you not do that? I kind of make money by doing this live. Can you not give this shit away for free? It was just the fact that I had to say that. It's a different world now, man. It's a different world. It's amazing how much things have changed. You're only 22.
Yeah.
I mean, in my time, I've seen it go from 8-track to audio cassettes to CDs to like MP3s in one lifetime.
How crazy is it? How crazy?
Beam songs into your eyes,
How crazy is it to see this go down throughout the years?
It's a hell of a. It's just 4 decades. It's a hell of a fucking difference,
And I think it's going to keep on going.
The old men. Yeah, it's going to keep going for sure. It'll be like pills. You take a pill and you can see a movie. Like what? I just said, why are you crying? Oh, I took H. Schumer's list by accident. He committed suicide. He took H. List.
Well, go see Brian Scolaro all this weekend at Side Splitters. For tickets, it's 813-960-1197. 813-960-1197. And you can get tickets at SidesplittersComedy.com. And they are located at 12938 North Dale Mabry Highway in Tampa Bay. Brian, keep up the good work, man.
It was a pleasure to meet you, dude.
It was nice to meet you, dude. Have a great weekend here in Tampa Bay. We're glad you're in town.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Take care. Good luck with everything.
Sounds good, man. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Definitely go check him out. He's one of the honest and real comedians, and I had a lot of fun having him on Happy Hour. If you want to go see Brian Scolaro this weekend at Side Splitters in Tampa Bay, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. Trust me, you need to go. He's one of the best comics out now. Get tickets by going to SidesplittersComedy.com and click on the link to see Brian Scolaro. While you're there, you can click on the events page and see all the upcoming comics that will be there. Tickets are between $12 to $14. It's a great way to bring your girl. You can have a bros night out, or if you're by yourself, like me, I saw Michael Palisak about 2 weeks ago, and I went by myself. I had a great time. Seeing live comedy is a way to forget about the annoyances of life. Have a beer, have some food, have a good time. They are located, once again, at 12938 North Dale Mabry Highway. That's 12938 North Dale Mabry Highway in Tampa Bay. And give them a call at 813-960-1197. That's 813-960-1197. And it's at SidesplittersComedy.com. If you're a fan of Brian Scolaro, and you want to check out some of my other work, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is go to my app in the Google Play or iPhone shop, and you can hear all 150 interviews I've done since July 2015. It's Hoppe Radio, Hoppe Radio. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You also can go to my website, RyanHoppeRadio.com. Guess what my email is? Take a guess. What could it be? Oh, yeah. RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. This has been Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.